Hello and welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be doing a follow-up video. So I did mention a bunch here on my channel that I want to start doing more follow-ups to my hauls, my PR unboxings. So today's video I'm going to be following up a previous Ulta haul that I posted about 2 weeks ago. So I've had a chance to try out all of the products that I did haul in that video, and I am coming back with my thoughts to share them with you guys. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to get into is the Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, when it came to this palette, I couldn't decide if I wanted it or not. This is the first Anastasia palette that I think I waited to purchase or like decided I didn't want to purchase it, honestly, since I think like the self-made palette, like I've purchased every single Anastasia palette like since then. And for some reason, this one just like didn't gravitate towards me. It was something that I didn't feel like I necessarily needed. Here is what the palette looks like. I don't know. I just kind of felt like I have these tones in other palettes, like I don't need this one. And then I saw so many people making such pretty looks with this and also giving it really good reviews, of course, like the Anastasia formula. I know a lot of people like it, but a lot of people are just like, this is a unique palette. This isn't like something else I have. And I kind of just looked at the tones more and did kind of figure out that for myself that it is a little bit more unique than I thought it was. You have a lot of like cooler tone shadows in here. And I do think that I'm missing a lot of cool tone shadows in my collection. So I went ahead and purchased this. And I didn't know how I'd feel, like if I would regret it or if I would be happy with my purchase, but I am absolutely happy that I did pick this one up. I really do like it. I have it on my eyes today. I've used this silver color, I would say like most, because I love this silver color right here. It's so pretty. This one is called Seaborge. And also like the pink in here, like the rose quartz. I love the shimmers. I feel like that's what I love most about this palette. But the mattes, again, are super easy to work with. Anastasia has a really great formula when it comes to her matte shadows. I feel like they just make them really nice to glide on the eyes. They're very blendable. They all blend into each other really nicely as well. So I feel like no matter how many different shades you layer on, like they're always gonna blend out really nicely. And I just feel like it's a really nice palette. I do think a lot of people will get use out of this. So if you haven't checked out this palette, I do recommend it. I think it's really nice. And I do think that the color story of it is actually more, I don't know, like more wearable than I think a lot of her palettes are, because really the only shade of like pop that you have in here is this one here. Everything else is pretty neutral, but it's kind of like a more cooler, kind of like a grungier neutral palette, and I do really like this one. And then the next one here is from Flower Beauty. This was my next purchase in that haul, and this was a palette that I heard a lot of people talk about. This is called the Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. I saw it in a lot of people's 2018 favorites, and I just heard a lot of people kept recommending this palette to people for like a more affordable option, and I love finding more affordable products. So for me, I kind of knew I wanted to try this, but something just kind of held me back. Kind of the same thing with the Anastasia palette. I was just like, do you really need another highlighting palette? But I did go ahead and purchase it, and honestly, I regret not getting this sooner because these shades in here are so nice. The formula of this is just like butter. They are so gorgeous. The last one I really haven't gotten like too much use out of, this gold one here, but those other two, I use them all the time. I absolutely love the way they look on the skin. They look really natural, but they're so blinding. Like, it is such an intense highlight, which I love. And it also doesn't have like a glittery finish. I feel like with a lot of drugstore highlights, sometimes they tend to have like kind of like a more chunkier glittery look. And this one doesn't have that. It looks very natural on the skin. It's really nice. I think this one is like $13. So for 3 highlights, it's a really great deal. And they're so pretty. They're very comparable to my high-end highlights. So the next thing I hauled in that video was the NYX. This is the Nude Pink Lip Pencil, and I had mentioned in that video that I love these pencils. They are some of my favorite lip liners. They're super affordable. I think they're right under $4, and this is the shade right here that I did get, which is Nude Pink. This is one that I didn't have in my collection. I love the one Natural. I have been through multiple ones of that lip liner. That one's my favorite, but I wanted something a little bit more pinky that would still go with my nudes, so I went ahead and got this shade, and I've been using it a bunch. I really like it. This is one of my favorite formulas of lip pencils, not only because it's really nice on the lips, it glides on really nicely, it stays a long time, but of how affordable it is. I really hate spending a lot of money on like a high-end lip liner because I don't know, there's just something about it that I feel like, it's like a step that I like to do, but I don't like to spend the money to have to do it, you know? So I love the idea that these are so affordable, and I always recommend them to people when they're asking which lip liner I like the most. I always recommend these guys here. So another repurchase that I did have in in that haul video was the Morphe setting spray. So I don't want to really go into the like too many things that I did repurchase because you guys already kind of know I love these products. But if you guys have never tried this setting mist, it is absolutely amazing. I've honestly already completed another tube. This one is about to run out, so I'm about to break into that one that I did purchase. Such a good setting spray. The mister on it is so fine. It sets your makeup really nicely and it really kind of just melts your powders into your face. I highly recommend this one. Super affordable, again, really nice. I did also pick up another one of the Born This Way multi-sculpting concealers, and I ended up getting the shade Porcelain, which in the video I said I wasn't sure if this was a light enough shade because the shade I had previously was too dark. So I am going to still use the other shade for kind of like more summer to conceal with in the summertime when I'm a little bit more tan. I have a vacation here coming up in April. I'm hoping to get pretty tan then, so I know I'll bust it back out, but I wanted to get a lighter shade, so I went ahead and got the shade Porcelain. And you know, looking online, the shade looked a lot lighter than what it is like in life. I don't want to say like in life, but in real life, it looks a lot lighter online than it did in person. So here's what it looks like, and it turns out to be an okay shade for me. I prefer something a little bit lighter on my under eyes, so this kind of works as far as it's the same color as my complexion, but it doesn't really do much for brightening, which is kind of what I wanted this for. I wanted it to be a couple shades lighter than my foundation, but it ended up kind of just being the same shade as my foundation. So it's okay, but I do find myself still reaching for another shade to kind of highlight with, but I'm still going to use this. I do like having concealers in my collection that do match me perfectly for days when I don't want to go with that highlighted under eye look, but I wish that this was just like a pinch lighter, like one shade lighter, because like I said, online it did look a lot lighter, honestly, but I didn't want to go ahead and purchase another one now because I mean, it's $28. It's a little bit pricey. It's definitely a product I recommend, but I think I'll just wait till I run that one out and then I'll just get like a shade later. So next up, I tried out this product from Ita Ten, and this is their Miracle Hair Mask. And this was a product that I was so excited to try out. I was reading a bunch of reviews on it. I was seeing a lot of people saying that they really enjoyed this product. And so what it is actually a leave-in hair conditioning treatment. So you can apply this as your conditioner in the shower, or you can actually apply it as a hair mask when you're in the shower. So it says you can leave it on up to 15 minutes, but you can leave it on for 5 minutes. So I've been using this literally every time I shower as my conditioner, and I have already noticed such a difference in my hair, you guys. Like, I am obsessed with this. First off, it is a massive bottle, so you get so much with this, which I feel like is going to last me a long time. I actually just use 2 pumps of it when I use it as my conditioner, so 2 pumps, so I know this is going to last me forever. And I apply it to, I would say, like right here and down on my hair. I try not to apply it to my scalp because I deal with a lot of oily hair and I just don't want the oil like on my scalp, but I try to apply it just to like the ends of my hair. And like I said, I've already noticed such a difference in my hair. I was actually at my friend's the other day and she was like, why is your hair so shiny? And I'm like, girl, it's this thing right here. So I feel like it's given a lot of shine to my hair. It's also kind of just made my hair really soft. Like, I can feel such a difference in my hair. I feel like my ends look much better, and I'm just like obsessed with this. I don't know if I'll find another hair treatment that I like better because I have tried a ton. Like, let me tell you, I've tried a lot, but so far this is the best one that I've tried. So it's a pricey guy, but it's like I think I paid $28 for this, so it's pricey kind of, but I feel like you're getting so much product that it kind of makes it worth it. Obviously I'd pay $28 for a little while of this because I've been having great results, but I think for $28 this is a lot of product, so I definitely think it's worth it for the price of this one. And then the last thing that I did purchase in that haul, this is from Milani, and this is their Gilded Desires palette. And this is actually the first eyeshadow palette that I've tried from Milani. I tried some of their lip products and a few of their face products before, but this is kind of my first impressions on their eyeshadows. So I always hear people talking about them, recommending them, and saying how they're a really great, affordable drugstore brand that has really good eyeshadows. So I was really excited to try these out. And then also in this palette here, you get 2 different highlights, so it's a way to try their highlights as well. So in this palette you get 12 different shades and then the 2 highlighters. When I was looking for this palette, I wasn't finding it online. I'm sure it's still available. I think you can find it on the Milani website, but when I was looking on Ulta, I didn't see it there. So let's go ahead and talk about my thoughts on this because I kind of have a few different thoughts. So I do like the formula of the eyeshadows. I don't love it. I feel like the mattes, they were a bit hard to work with, like not like that hard, but I just had to work at them a little bit more than what I would say with like my Anastasia palette. Like I had to work at them a little bit more. You had to blend them a little bit more. And these shimmers, so the shimmers were pretty pigmented when I actually use like Fix Plus, which I do with any shimmers, so that they were really pigmented. But what I did notice is throughout the day, they were just like fading. Like I would put this on and then a few hours later, I'd notice like my lid not so shiny anymore. Like the shimmer was kind of fading, and I don't like it when my shadows do that. So that was a con that I did find with these shadows. So like I said, they're a little bit harder to work with. They're also pretty powdery. If that's something that bothers you, it doesn't really bother me, but they're definitely powdery in the pan. And then the highlight shades, I do really like the highlights. I think they're really pretty. They're very blinding, very, very nice. They are a little bit glittery. So, I mean, if you don't love a glittery highlight, then you might not love these, but I don't mind a glittery highlight sometimes. It just depends on the look that I'm going for. But all in all, like this is an okay palette. It is $20. So, I mean, I feel like for $20, I would more so recommend like a BH Cosmetics palette for you because they get more shades in that one. And I just feel like the face products and the shadows perform a little bit better. So it is a little bit pricier, but it's still a drugstore palette. So I don't know that I necessarily recommend this, or I would pick up another Milani palette based upon this one. Because I mean, it was okay, but like I said, I feel like I have the BH Cosmetics I prefer a little bit more. And there's a few other, like the Rimmel London, there's a few other more affordable drugstore options or ones that are the same price point that I feel like are just a little bit better. So I probably wouldn't purchase another eyeshadow palette from Milani, but let me know if you guys have a favorite from them. Like maybe I'm trying the wrong palette, but I'm pretty sure that this is like their normal formula. So I would assume that that would be what I was trying. So I don't know, I just wasn't that impressed. But after that, that is going to do it for this little follow-up review. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you found this helpful, if you want me to do more of these. I do want to start just doing more like follow-ups to the videos that I'm doing if I haven't fully tested something out in those videos. So like I said, let me know down below if you guys did enjoy this one. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you guys go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.